live with Jen Garcia. Somebody said Jen Garcia was trolling. Well, let's see what Jen Garcia is talking about on here. Jen Garcia, get on. There's a lot of trolls in here, but that is what it is. What's up?
What's good?
What's up, Jen Garcia? How are you?
How you doing?
I am good. What's happening with you, young lady?
Yeah, I wanted to holler at you because you took sound bites of my video and you fabricated a lot to it.
No, I
so I wanted to know why you just took a sound bite. Like, I want you to man up. Let's deal with it. Let's debate it.
Let's do it.
Because you took sound bites and you hid behind the sound bites. That was slick. That was really slick.
I didn't hide behind the sound bites. I played your clip
in
its entirety. I did not, dear. I played your clip in its entirety.
Yeah, and okay, so then where did I say I was a Spaniard and I claimed Spain? Do you know what I claimed?
Well, no, let's go back to what you were talking about. I didn't put you.
Absolutely.
Okay. You were saying that black people look at our blackness like a scab. What are you talking about?
Okay. Are you asking me to explain?
Yeah, explain what do you mean that we look at our blackness like a scab?
Okay, first of all, you sound low. Your volume just went low on me.
Okay, that's I don't know what that is. I haven't touched anything, so go ahead.
Okay, so very, very, very specifically, so I'm clear, okay? I'm talking about the hypersensitivity on social media. There's a large demographic of African Americans. I didn't say all black, okay? I didn't say anything about me claiming Spaniard. I mean, you ran off at the mouth. Puerto Rican this, Puerto Rican that. Spaniards this, Spaniards. I don't claim Spain, papi. I don't claim Spain. I don't claim our conquerors.
Then most Puerto Ricans claim they're Spanish.
And I know that.
Right.
But that has nothing to do with me. So I would have preferred that you hit me up. I mean, because you was on my page. So I would have preferred that you hit me up and be like, yo, explain this shit.
Well,
and I could have
explaining how you felt in your thing, sweetie.
And then you took your interpretation, you put it through your filter, and it came out through your interpretation. That's different than what I was saying.
I mean, but the way you said it, I was just playing your own words. With this blackness, we look at it like a scab. A scab. You got to keep picking at.
Yeah, but didn't you? Okay, didn't you embellish though? Didn't you embellish, Tariq?
No, because
you didn't embellish.
I played your clip, sweetie, of you talking about how Black Americans look at our blackness like a scab, and it sounds like a projection.
Okay, but a projection how? How's it a projection?
That sounds like some of that Latina stuff where y'all project some of the issues you have with your blackness. That's what that sounds like.
I know, but that's why you have to ask for clarification. Okay? I'm very proud of my African roots. I do not claim Spaniard. When I say my makeup, I never claim Spain. But you went on a tangent about me claiming Spain, and that was wrong information.
I was talking about Puerto Ricans. Many of them in general claim Spain. They claim they're Spanish. So
of course, I know that.
But you were talking about black people. It's like misery. You want company. All this stuff. What was all that about? What was that about?
So very, very specifically. There is a demographic, specifically on social media, of Black Americans that are hypersensitive to everything. And what I was saying was, stop letting people bait you about your blackness. That's what I was saying. Any little thing sets them off. That's what I was saying. But you went off talking about Spaniards, this, that, and the third. I've never claimed Spain. That's why it was silly.
Let's unpack what you're saying, Jen. Okay. Black people being sensitive about what? Black Americans being sensitive about what?
Say that again?
What are Black Americans being sensitive about? What are you saying? We're being
sensitive about the word racist, like that's been traded in. Now it's anti-Black. It's just the new trending word. We went from everything is racist to now everything is anti-Black, and people don't even get clarification before they throw that word out there. And that's a result of hypersensitivity. If somebody said something about Puerto Ricans, like you went off on a tangent. You was like, Spaniard, y'all claim Spaniard, y'all claim Spaniard, y'all this, that. Let me tell you something. It's a diaspora thing. It is not a Latin or black thing. It is not a Latin or black thing because you said Puerto Ricans, wait a minute, you said Puerto Ricans claim Spain, right? You said Puerto Ricans want to be white. I can bring you a list of black people that want to be white and they're mixed with Cherokee and they're mixed with that, this, that, and the third. It's the same thing.
Jen, let's go back to the anti-black stuff you were talking about, sweetie. You
no, but you being anti-black.
Then you jump on that. Then you immediately go back to I'm not Spanish. Look.
What do you mean go back to? I've never claimed Spain though. How can you make me claim something I've never claimed?
We're talking about anti-blackness, black people being hypersensitive about the word anti-black. Anti-black racism comes not just from the white supremacists, it comes from other people who are in the buffer class industry, meaning people who are not black, they have black ancestry, but people who don't identify with black, but you have buffers who have the same anti-black racism. Is that true, dear, or not true?
That's true, but across the spectrum. There are black people who feel the same way that you're talking about right now. There are black people who don't want to identify as black. And I'm talking about African Americans.
Those are usually people from immigrant cultures, for the most part. This is why
okay, what do you have to say about Candace Owens?
Candace Owens is Caribbean, sweetie.
Okay, what do you have to say about Stacey Dash?
She's Caribbean.
Okay, so but they're black women, right?
Stacey Dash's mother, I think, is Mexican.
But there are black women who don't want to be black. Am I right?
No, they're not. They're not foundational black Americans. This is proving my point. See, a lot of skin folks ain't your kin folks. We're a different ethnic group, and this is my point. Foundational black Americans, we look at ourselves differently. We have pride about ourselves. We don't walk around with that self-hating thing that's severe like a lot of people in the Caribbean do. They have it way more severe. They really do have it. And that was my point last night. Foundational black Americans, we don't look at our blackness as a scab. We look at it as a source of pride to fight white supremacy. Candace Owens does not represent us because she ain't from our culture. Neither does Stacey Dash. So that was my point. People are going to have to respect foundational black Americans. We're the only ones out here fighting white supremacy consecutively. And
but that's also false. And that goes to show how tiny your point of view is. Okay, because Puerto Ricans have been fighting white supremacy since Albizu Campos, since Betances, since Lolita LeBron, okay? Did you know that Anthony Davis and Lolita LeBron were like this? Did you know that? Or you only know black history?
And Puerto Ricans stopped doing that shit in the 1930s and started trying to fight. No, yes, they did.
No, sir.
Yes, they did. Puerto Ricans don't fight no fucking white supremacy. They're trying to
beat white supremacy. You ever heard of the Young Lords?
I understand that. They're trying to beat white supremacy, sister. In Puerto Rico, they practice the same black racism.
Wait, you just said they stopped in the 1930s. Have you ever heard of the Young Lords?
I'm not talking about a couple of individual radicals. I'm talking about the collective. In Puerto Rico, motherfuckers want to be white. When you put your name and address and your race on the census, people over there are talking about they white. People come over here and talk white.
Let's
stop playing now. People,
but that's a demographic. I can bring you black people who don't want to be black. It's a diaspora thing. It is not a Latin or black thing. It is that people that hate their blackness and people that don't want to be associated to Africa. It is a diaspora thing.
And it's a Latino thing. Latino. They got a culture, La Raza something, improve the race. They got sayings over there about improving the race, meaning whiten the fuck up. That's the part of it.
Okay, so, and where did that start? Did that not start on the plantation?
Yeah, it started in Spain, actually. That started
in Spain. And who keeps perpetrating the brown paper bag? Who did that?
That was over there in the Caribbean, because this is the thing, Jen. The Spanish did something differently than the British. Over here with the British, when they would rape the sisters, they didn't claim...
I'm not screaming, I talk loud.
All right. Over here, when the British would rape the black women, the African women, the black Aboriginal women, the British wouldn't claim the children. They don't do that now. They didn't claim the children as theirs. Over there in Spanish culture, the colonizers and the rapists would claim the children. So you thought you were part of the family. It was a big ball of confusion. So this is why over there in Caribbean culture, there's a lot of mass colorism there because they feel like they're part of the Spanish family, and you're really not. There's a game that they play. So we have to understand.
But that happens here on American soil with African Americans. That happens here.
It's not as pronounced as y'all do it.
Are you kidding? So okay, so I can't log on.
Go ahead.
Are you gonna let me speak?
Go ahead.
I can't log on to social media and see a black, dark skin versus light skin war. I can't see that on any given day.
That is 100% the immigrant Sambos doing that shit. 100 fucking %.
Absolutely not. When Chris Brown,
listen, niggas who do that.
What are you talking about?
They be from the immigrants from West Africa and Jamaica.
Wasn't Talib Kweli just attacked on Twitter because a dark-skinned woman said that rappers only date and marry light-skinned women? Was that not an American black woman saying, hey, look at me, I'm dark and nobody cares about me?
That girl who did that was, I think she was Jamaican. That girl was not an American black girl. The people who keep up that stupid shit with that colorism bullshit, these are immigrants who do that dumb shit. They're very good at doing that, keeping up that dark skin, light skin colorism shit, because that's some shit that makes a difference in their country. In the Caribbean culture, they play those little colorism games in the Caribbean heavy. They have that heavy in the Caribbean. Over here, black is black. We don't trip on that shit like that over here because we're all treated the same.
Are you out of your mind?
We don't
where have you been?
Colorism ass. We don't get none out of that over here. We different.
Where have you been in this country?
Yes,
there have been freaking wars since I was in elementary school between light skin and dark skin.
And that's with your culture.
No, not only with my culture though. You're trying to put it on. You're trying to put it on the Caribbean.
Yes, I am because
and that's not true. You're trying to put it on the Caribbean, and that's false.
Y'all bring that bullshit over here and do it with each other and then try to dump it on us. That's y'all doing that stupid shit.
No.
You did it in Puerto Rico.
My point was, y'all are hypersensitive. If y'all don't fall in the y'all, then what I say shouldn't bother you. But y'all are hypersensitive. Oh, that's racist. Oh, that's anti-black. That's anti-black. Who you talk? Because I'm black? Because I'm black? It's hypersensitivity. And my
it's
video.
Called not submitting to white supremacy, dear. In Puerto Rico, y'all submit to white supremacy. Y'all mark yourselves down.
I talk about that too, though.
Y'all mark yourselves down as white. We don't do that over here.
Y'all.
Black people ain't marking themselves down.
No, but you're talking to me. No, you're talking to me. You said it about me.
Light-skinned black people in America are not putting themselves down as white. Y'all do that shit in Puerto Rico.
But you're talking to, you do realize you're talking to me, right?
But I'm talking about the collective. Don't do the individual thing. I'm talking about the collective.
But when I talk about the collective, you say it doesn't exist.
No, Jen. You know in your culture, people who look like you, who are basically light-skinned black people, identify with white, and they mark down that their race is white. They do that, and you know they do that.
But I said that they do that. What does that have to do with you attacking me?
Nobody's attacking you, Jen. Now you're talking white woman shit. Ain't nobody attacking.
No, you attack. You want to run back the video? We washing our pussy and our tits in the river in Puerto Rico. That's you attacking me. Don't front now, Tariq. Don't front for your followers now.
Say you were
don't you talk to me now. Don't get
stop it.
Don't get passive Negro on me now. Don't get passive Negro on me now. You were talking a lot of pussy and tits in your video.
I didn't say
you were talking a lot. I know you trying to stay friendly for the networks, but you were talking a lot of pussy and tits on the video. Don't try to be non-confrontation Negro now.
I wasn't talking about you washing your pussy.
Okay, I know it's hard for you to get on TV still, but don't play with me now. You had a lot. You were talking about pussy and tits, and y'all washing your pussy and tits by the river.
This is what they do.
Come on now.
Which is what they do. They out there washing pussy and tits in the river.
Okay, so black women don't prostitute themselves in America to celebrities?
Not like that.
No, not like that. But that's what
they're not walking around. And
thank you for proving my point.
No.
Your point of view is biased.
No, it's not.
Thank you for proving my point. So the women in Puerto Rico prostitute themselves, but the black women in America don't prostitute themselves to every rapper that walks in the room.
No.
Or to every R&B singer that walks in the room. Or to you, because they think you're somebody. So black women don't prostitute themselves.
When the rappers
are y'all listening to this, ladies and gentlemen? There's not one black prostitute in America.
Oh Lord! Now y'all know y'all be throwing yourselves at the rappers and shit. Y'all be
yeah.
Heavy. Y'all.
So who throws themselves at the athletes? We don't have to throw ourselves because they hollering. No, we don't have to throw ourselves because they hollering, and you know that.
You throwing that pussy at them? Of course they gonna.
You know that. You know that. Yeah, they hollering.
If you're throwing the pussy, they gonna holler. So that's
right.
What it is.
Yeah. And that's another thing. It's like you hate women and you hide it behind like your political and race commentary. I just heard you berate a woman right now about her wig and her glue and her cornrow.
That's you projecting your own.
So what's the difference between you and Sotomayor and Dr. Umar? What's the difference?
That's immigrant talk, sweetie, because you live in a culture where the men
exploit
your asses and you're projecting. You live in a culture where they exploit.
You wish I was projecting. You were projecting. Y'all that's why you automatically said, "Oh, y'all claim Spain." Have I ever claimed Spain? Do you know me enough to know if I claim Spain?
Your ass. Poppy be knocking the shit out of you, especially if you're talking to a nigga. Poppy beats your ass, and then y'all
on us. My daddy's darker than you. My daddy's darker than you.
Poppy be
my daddy's darker than you.
So stop it, all right?
My daddy's darker than you. But you don't know me. All I'm saying is you should have called me in.
What you're going to have to do, Jen, put some respect
you should have called me in.
Black Americans. See,
no, you should have called me in.
Foundational Black Americans.
Instead of talking at me. Like,
you're in our country.
You can holler at me. You was on my page already. So you might as well have hollered and said explain it.
Sweetie, you gotta respect foundational Black Americans. If it weren't for us, you'd be in Puerto Rico right now eating chicken wings.
No, honey, you don't know Puerto Rican history. That's why you're saying that.
I do know.
You don't know Puerto Rican history. That's why you're saying that.
I do know the history.
Okay? If you want to have this debate for real, I can pull up all the Puerto Rican history and all the Puerto Rican activists. See, you're in America. Your world is this big.
No.
That's why I said y'all have to travel. Y'all have to travel. Because here, y'all on butt hurt all day long.
We do what?
You motherfuckers are on butt hurt all the anti-black. You racist. You anti-black. That's why I said it's a scab. Stop letting people pick at your scab.
No, the scab.
Stop wearing blackness as a misery.
No.
All right? If y'all the strongest and y'all the kings and queens and y'all the baddest motherfuckers on the planet, act like it. Stop being fucking butthurt every time a warm breeze blows.
If we're butthurt,
ow. You racist, ow. You anti-black, like act like you the fucking strongest motherfuckers on the planet. Then stop being so hyper fucking sensitive.
Butthurt is when you have to flee your country like you did, sweetie. You
fled your country. What country? I was born here.
You were an
Did you flee Africa?
You were an anchor baby, sweetie.
Did you flee Africa?
You were an anchor baby, sweetie. You had to flee.
Did you flee Africa or were you born here?
Sweetie, boo-boo, you're an anchor baby. They had to bring your ass over here and anchor you around our black ass.
Tariq, don't give me the closet homo shit. Don't boo-boo me.
No, sweetie.
Don't give me the closet homo shit. Don't boo-boo me. Don't boo-boo me.
Baby, you're an anchor baby. You're an anchor baby.
I was born here just like you. I didn't leave no country.
No. Nobody in my family.
I didn't leave no country.
You ain't just like me.
Okay.
Nobody in my family's an immigrant.
I was born here just like you.
You ain't like me, baby. I come from Harriet Tubman stock. My family didn't run from their country.
I see the parade. I see the parade. I see you come from Harriet Tubman stock.
I come from Harriet Tubman stock.
I see the parade.
These white supremacists, and we didn't run from them. Y'all ran.
You don't come from Harriet Tubman. You're a YouTube personality, Tariq. Stop. Stop it.
And you're coming over here disrespecting.
You're a YouTube personality who calls women out.
No.
But don't call them on to defend themselves. You're a YouTube personality.
No.
You're not Harriet Tubman. Are you crazy?
You don't respect Black women or Black American culture because you're a tether.
Right. Well, that's what you're gonna say because it riles your followers up. So you gotta say that. And that's what y'all do. That is what y'all do. Hey everybody, she doesn't like Black women because you know Black women are sensitive and they're gonna be in my DMs all night.
Y'all got that
because you know they sensitive and they're gonna be in my DMs all night. But the funny thing is that you berate Black women. Ain't that funny?
No.
But you trying to pick them on me, but you berate Black women.
Talking about how the niggas want to holler at you.
But you drag Black women. You drag black women, and we see it.
I love.
Why do you drag black women, Harriet Tubman?
And black women rock with me.
No, but you drag black women. Why do you do that? Is it
drag black
okay?
women. I drag immigrant coons and mammies.
Ain't your mama black?
I drag immigrant coons and mammies.
Ain't your mama black? Wasn't you just talking about a black woman's wig and wig glue?
Yes,
that was a black woman you were talking
about. I was talking about immigrants. That's who I was
talking
about.
No, you were talking about black woman on your page right now.
My mom ain't an immigrant, sweetie. My mama's a black American.
But your mama's black, right?
My mama's not an immigrant. My mama's a founder.
Stop parading black women and try to pin it on somebody else. You hate women.
No, you hate America. You hate black Americans.
Okay? You hate women.
You hate foundational black
in general. And that's why you picked on me. But I'm glad you did.
No, you hate foundational black Americans. But
next time you're stalking my page,
Jen, you're black women.
Come on,
Jen, you claim you're African.
I can play YouTube wars with you. I'll play YouTube wars with you. That's what you diminished to, YouTube wars. I can play YouTube wars.
You're the one. You're mad and you're triggered at foundational black Americans.
How about? Because I'm talking loud on Puerto Rican, remember?
Oh no, that don't have anything.
I can talk loud. I just talk loud. If I'm ordering pizza, I'm talking loud.
But y'all stop. Y'all wish y'all stopped that contempt for black American women. Y'all take little digs at black American women, and that's some sucker shit. Y'all cut that out. If it weren't for black American women, y'all asses wouldn't be over here benefiting off the goodies that black.
You think so?
Well, yes, I know so.
Davis, who Lolita LeBron is.
You what?
Ask Angela Davis who Lolita LeBron is.
Angela Davis is a sellout fucking CIA.
Oh, you hate black women. Thank you. You hate black women.
When does a CIA sellout have to do with black women? That woman is a damn
confirmed.
Fuck out of here.
So now Angela Davis.
Yes, Angela Davis is an operative of the.
And you don't like wigs on black women.
Okay, stop projecting. Stop it. Nobody's.
You hate black women. You's a lot.
You don't like foundational black Americans because.
You's a lot. No, I don't like hypersensitive. I don't care what race you are.
Because
I don't like hypersensitive. I don't care what race you are. And social media has made a lot of motherfuckers hypersensitive. It has nothing to do with race. I don't like hypersensitivity. When you did what you did on your YouTube, 20 hypersensitive motherfuckers bitch made dudes, because it was just dudes in my DMs. It wasn't even women. It was just bitch made dudes. Okay? Hypersensitive just like you, but I know you gotta get your spins up. So I'm glad you told me to get your spins up. Okay? I'm glad you told me.
That's who's the bitch.
Okay? Y'all are hypersensitive. Y'all are hypersensitive, but most of y'all on your Sotomayor. Y'all just hate women. Y'all just hate women. All the motherfuckers in my DMs are men. You said, black women are holding it down. While y'all playing YouTube wars, and getting your hair braided, black women are holding it down. What are you talking about?
You're not a representative.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you eat off black women. You eat off black women's culture.
Yeah, what? Give me one thing, please.
No. See, you try to be a tether for black women when you have contempt for black women. That's the thing about some of y'all.
That's interesting that you just described yourself.
No, see, y'all immigrants.
You see how psychology works? You just described yourself. But if we let you talk long enough, it comes out. You start talking about the wig. You start talking about the wig glue. You start talking about Angela Davis was a sellout. If we let you talk long enough, Tariq, it all comes out, don't it?
History comes
out. It all comes out. You're trying to tether for black women, and you hate black women. It's all coming out, and that's why I wanted to jump on this side. Because motherfuckers are blinded by your black power fist. You're full of shit. You're just like Umar and Sotomayor. Okay, you're just trying to get back on TV. Okay, and you will not.
Ma'am,
you are now diminished to a YouTube personality. Welcome to YouTube.
I'm not.
Welcome to YouTube, okay?
I'm on television all the time, dear.
Yeah, okay.
I'm on television all the time.
All right. I'll turn on BT, see if I see you. I'll turn on BT. I may catch you.
Dude, I don't. BT
I'll turn on BT.
Money for me.
But just don't front money. You on YouTube.
Ma'am.
You're a YouTube personality, Tariq. Stop. Let's keep it real. We can be homies.
Ma'am, I just had a
let's keep it all the way real. Let's keep it all the way real.
I do this. I have respect for
Let's keep it up. No, you don't do this because you pull me into it. So obviously you don't do this.
Jen, I just had a conference for the Foundation of Black Americans.
Here we go. Oh, how prestigious. You had a what?
Sold out. I can do that because I got respect from my people. You see, I didn't flee. See, when you don't flee from your homeland and you stay and fight against injustice.
How did you get here?
Respect.
How did you get here, darling?
So, man, my family's been here for 500 years, okay? We've been
500
here for
years?
Yes, 500
Well, how did they get here that first year from the 500?
People migrate, people were brought over. We built this country.
How were you brought over?
There was no country until my family built it, see?
How were you brought over, darling?
See,
you're leaving out some details now.
Well, the 1526, we can go into the details when the Moors showed the Spanish how to get over here. And the black people ran the Spanish the fuck up out of here, and we stayed in 1526. And we stayed.
Now, are you here by force or by choice?
We're here by
choice. Did somebody drag you here?
We're here by choice because we were here before the Spanish. We were here before Columbus did.
You're here by choice.
Yeah, we're here by choice because this is our homeland. You know, we didn't flee. We built this.
This is your homeland? America's your homeland?
Yes, it is, because we built it. Nobody built this shit but us. This is our homeland, sweetie. This is our homeland. We built this shit from scratch. There was no America until foundational black Americans built it. That's why y'all left Puerto Rico to come eat our good shit.
I didn't need Puerto Rico. I was born here.
Well, you're anchor baby. So your family anchored you here because the foundational black Americans got this shit popping.
So if I'm an anchor baby, are you a slave baby?
I am. I am a descendant of slaves. I am.
Okay, so no good being an anchor baby. You a slave baby, and I'm an anchor baby. Then we good.
But the thing is, you are a slave.
So we're both. We both got lucky.
You're both. I'm not an anchor baby, but you're both.
So we're both. So we both got lucky because you're a slave baby and I'm an anchor baby. So we both got lucky.
And you're a slave baby too because Puerto Rico was a slave colony.
So I got the double.
Yes. So you're a slave.
So I'm better than you then.
No, not really, but you know, at least we
I think so.
At least we stayed on our land and fought. You didn't fight.
I think so.
You know?
So, I think so.
So do you?
No, we cross-training. It's just that you're omitting that for your narrative.
You understand?
You're omitting Puerto Rican history for your narrative.
Jen,
that's what you're doing. And you got all these idiots believing it.
Sweetie, you understand that you were from a slave colony.
You know, these motherfuckers don't even read. So I'm not going to expect them to know anything more than what you're saying. These motherfuckers don't even read.
Jen,
they get their news. They get their news from media takeout and gossip. Jen, so I mean, who are we talking to here?
Jen, you're from a slave colony too. You do understand that, right?
Of course I know that. Of course I know that.
But you're saying it as if it is just us. Puerto Rico was a slave
colony. Because you said I'm an anchor baby.
You are an anchor baby.
Okay, so if I'm an anchor baby, then you're a slave baby.
We're both slave babies, but
okay, so then you're an anchor baby too.
I'm not. I wasn't anchored anywhere. No.
No, I think you were.
I wasn't anchored anywhere.
Okay, you were a forced anchor baby because you were forced here.
No, there was no here until we built here. There was no America until we built it.
Okay, so you were forced to build it.
Yeah, we were forced to build it.
So you were forced to build it.
We were forced to build. Yes, we were forced to build it, but we built this motherfucker. We built it.
So my
and nobody.
My point is, let's cut the bullshit because we're all the same.
But y'all
let's cut the bullshit because we're all the same.
We're all the same in a political sense when it's politically convenient to you, Jen. When it's politically convenient, we're all the same. But when it's culturally convenient, it's like, fuck those blacks with the scab. The scab. They wear that black.
Yeah, and okay, what about blacks? Fuck them Latins. Fuck them Latins. They think they better than us. Fuck them Latins. Do you understand it's the same across the board? Do you understand it's the same across the board?
No, we don't get anything we don't need no damn Latins. This is not a Latin country. We don't.
So then why do you hate so bad? Why do you hate Latin so bad? Why do you care how we identify so bad? Why do black people care how we identify so bad? It's like it's a misery you need company for. You need to identify as black. You need to identify as black. No. You need to be black like me. Why do y'all care so bad how other black people identify? Why does it hurt you so bad? That's a you problem. That's a you problem. That's not our problem.
Sweetie, you're in our shit.
No, but that's you problem. Why do you care how other people? Are you not black enough for yourself?
You're in our country disrespecting.
No, but this is not your country. This is not your country.
It is. This is
okay. No, you were enslaved here. This is not your country.
It is my country, sweetie.
You were enslaved here and don't have the cojones to go back to where you're from. You were enslaved here. This is not your country.
It is my country, sweetie.
That's why you're still marching, because it's not your country.
No, we're still, and you march your
ass out of Puerto Rico. That's why the government is disproportionately white, because it is not your country.
You march your ass out of Puerto Rico.
That's why you get shot in the back and nobody goes to jail, because it is not your country.
And in Puerto Rico, you get shot to the point where you get the fuck out of here.
Worry about why you care so deeply how other people identify.
The violence is just the same. And
can you answer that question? Answer that question.
Ma'am, what's your question? Because you're talking we get shot like y'all ain't getting shot in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, really? Y'all getting shot like crime ain't a bitch in Puerto Rico.
Why do you keep talking about Puerto Rico? I live here.
You're talking about us.
Here.
You're talking about us. You're talking about foundation.
No, I'm talking about you here.
You're talking about
you here in America.
You in our country.
Stop getting to Puerto Rico. Talk about me here.
You're in our country, sweetie. You're not in Puerto Rico.
No, I'm not in your country. This isn't your country. That's why the government is disproportionately white. Go down to Washington, D.C.
They're colonizers. They're invaders. They've invaded.
No, honey. Take your black ass to D.C. and stand in front of the White House and say this is our country.
Sweetie, the world is colonized by
white supremacists. They will escort you out. They will escort you out. Can you answer the question? Because I'm really curious about it.
Sweetie, name a place where the white supremacists don't control.
Can you answer the question? Because I'm really curious about it.
White supremacists control Puerto Rico.
And they control you too.
They control
the
world.
I said, it's across the board.
We know that, though. We know that we're dominated.
And I know that too.
Supremacy. No, you don't. You talking
about I do, but I don't know. Are you insane?
Sweetie, we understand white supremacy. That's why we fight it. Y'all don't fight it. No. Y'all keep eating off the shit that we fight.
Auntie, answer my question, Auntie.
Y'all don't benefit us, sweetie. Y'all don't benefit us at
all. You're regurgitating. Why does it hurt you so bad?
I don't give a damn. But when you come over here trying to dictate to foundational Black Americans what we should do and shouldn't do,
when you come over here trying to dictate to foundational Black Americans, who's dictating anything? I made a comment and you got butthurt.
Because I get anchor babies like you eating off our tax dollars that Black Americans fought for, and you come over here disrespecting. So I got a problem with that.
Right.
You know who's not fighting? Puerto Ricans who are anchor babies. That's who's not fighting.
Okay, all right. I'm going to let you tell it. I'm going to let you tell it, but you never answered my question.
Man, we out here fighting the mightiest army on earth.
You're not fighting nobody. You're marching, wearing t-shirts, and yelling.
We're fighting the mightiest army.
No, honey, you are marching and wearing t-shirts.
Why do they have so much militarized weaponry in the streets right now if we just marching and yelling?
You are just marching and yelling.
Why does the U.S. government have military tanks all around urban cities right now if we just marching and yelling?
Because they're reminding you that all you can do is march and yell.
Because they need
Act up
that.
If you want
you
to.
need an army to go up against us, goddammit. They can go over there you need a fucking army to go up against foundational Black Americans.
Do you believe that?
Yes, we see it in the streets. They need an army to go against us. They can go to Puerto Rico with some chicken wings.
I talk about Puerto Rico. Talk about here. I live here.
With some chicken wings.
I live here.
And a
I live in Puerto Rico one time. I live here. I can't talk about Puerto Rico. I live here.
But yeah, but you fled here. You fled to here, sweetie. You fled here.
Stay here though.
No, you fled here because of us. We helped you get here. You fled.
No, you didn't help nothing.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. You wouldn't be here.
What the fuck did you help? You were in chains too.
No.
What did you help?
No,
we were all in chains.
No. We fought to help get your ass over.
We were all in chains.
No.
Why were you free?
No.
Did you fight for freedom? How did you get free?
How did you think you got your light-skinned Black ass over?
Answer the question. How did you get free?
White people didn't want your ass over here. It was Black folks fighting to get you over
here.
How
did you get free? Answer the question.
Ma'am, it was Black people fighting to get the immigration laws popping for your
How did you get free? You're not answering the question.
No, because you're just moving the goalpost somewhere else, Jen.
I'm not moving the goalpost. You said this is your country.
Black folks. Jen, it was
Black people fighting to get you over here. Jen, it's your post.
It was Black people fighting.
How did you get free?
It was Black people helping you get here, Jen.
No, honey. Black people couldn't even help themselves. What the fuck are you talking about?
We couldn't help it. Yeah, we were fighting.
Black people couldn't even help themselves. A white man decided to unshackle you. A white man decided to unshackle you. You didn't make that happen. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yes, we did.
What are you talking about?
Do you know what white man are you talking about, dear?
What are you talking? Who abolished slavery? Did y'all fight to be free?
Yes.
Y'all fought to be free?
Yes. You know
Yeah.
history. It was black
Yeah.
people fighting.
Who decided?
Jen,
Who decided? Was it y'all?
Jen, let me give you some history because see, y'all got talking.
Okay, look. Keep wearing your t-shirts.
It was black
keep wearing your
people fighting
t-shirts
in
and
the
keep
Civil
marching.
War, Jen. It was black
One day
people
the
fighting
country
in the
will be
Civil
yours.
War. This is our shit, Jen. We
I can tell.
This is our shit. This is our shit.
I can tell. When is your next panel to show how much is your shit?
My panel is every day to let everybody know this is my
okay,
shit.
your panel's every day.
Guess what? I ain't running to another country. I'm not fleeing like your family. Your family fled.
I didn't go to another country either. I live here.
Yes, you're an anchor baby. Your family fled. And
I live here.
You come from a fleeing stock.
Puerto Rico is part of the United States. Oopsie.
They acquired it. That's how much they got.
Oopsie. Like
they did, and we built this country because if it weren't for us, the white supremacists, let's be very clear, they were dying off when they tried to get their little colonies here. So look, and this is our shit. There was no America before we built it. There was no culture before we built it. And we didn't flee. We protected this country. This is our shit, and everybody else is a visitor. We're non-immigrants. So people are going to have to put respect on that. You understand?
On their yacht.
But ma'am, black people were here before the Spanish, by the way. You do know that. Black people were here before the
Spanish. But were your answers here?
Yeah, because a lot of black people are Aboriginal people here, dear. So this is our native land too. We're mixed in with the Africans and the Aboriginal people, dear. We were already here on this land, according to the state.
Okay, well, like I said, stop hiding your hate for black women behind these panels. Stop trying to pin all Puerto Ricans want to be Spaniards, because I never said that. I wanted people to know that you were lying. You were lying about what I said, and you took sound bites. You took sound bites from my video. You did not play it in its entirety. You even said, I'm not going to play anymore. That came out of your face.
Jim.
That's what you said. I'm not even going to play anymore. I'm glad they're still sending out shows to the 20 people who are bored that we ain't got nothing else to do but listen to some more talking and wear some more t-shirts.
You have issues with your identity, Jen.
How many t-shirts do you sell at your shows?
Jen,
I want a t-shirt. Where can I get a t-shirt?
You have issues with your identity.
Where can I get a t-shirt? I'm going to support.
Well, Jen, you have so many issues with your identity, dear.
I have none, honey.
Yes, you do.
I know where I came from. I have none. You just think you're beyond reproach, okay? You think because systemic oppression is in place that you're beyond reproach. That's your problem. And you're not beyond reproach.
This is the Black-Brown Coalition right here, guys.
You can't. Systemic oppression is very, very real.
And
a disproportionate white government is very, very real.
It's very real too.
Okay, but you are not. But that doesn't render you beyond reproach.
We are going up against tanks and militarized. They got tanks on us for a reason. They ain't got tanks in Puerto Rico. You know why?
To keep you in check.
They got to keep us in check because we turn the fuck up. That's why they got to keep us in check. In Puerto Rico, they can keep y'all in check with paper towels. But anyway, dear, she's babbling. Okay, that's enough. Okay, that's enough with her. Got it. Okay. All right. She's babbling and she's butthurt. As you see, that woman Jen has a lot of contempt for foundational Black Americans and foundational Black American women. Yeah, like Black Girl Magic. Black Girl Magic. See, she's one of these goddamn Latinas who thinks she's so fucking exotic and thinks she's so hot and she's so much better than foundational Black American women. Oh, and then when people clown her, oh, y'all hating on me. Why y'all hate me so bad? Look, sisters, I know y'all deal with those women. Those women like that have all this contempt for foundational Black American women, and then when you get checked, they start acting like Becky's and try to get into victim mode. You dig? Yeah, she got issues with her own identity. Clearly. I tell you about people like this, they are politically Black. They'll claim their Blackness or their Africanness when it's politically prudent to do so. But when you let them keep talking, you see that they have so much contempt for Black American society. They're very jealous of Black American society. No, you guys are a slave. You a slave, sweetie. You from a slave colony. See, her true colors kept coming out, and then she kept trying to backpedal. She's trying to be a Karen, using the Karen word. You're a race hustler. They need tanks to keep y'all in check. Well, they keep you in check with paper towels. They can go and galvanize your ass with paper towels. So we different. You dig? That's that tragic Latina mulatto. Yeah, she kept trying to mock Black American women. Black are magic. This ain't your country. This ain't your country. This is why we done supporting these goddamn immigrant programs for these fucking Latinas. That has been a mistake. You see the disrespect? You see? You see the disrespect these folks have and the sense of entitlement that they are on the same level as us? No, you're not on the same level as us, dear. You're not on the same level as us. See, they think, and I want, did y'all peep the part about the Black women are not whores? They don't be prostituting themselves on music videos? I don't have to do that because they be choosing me. See, women like that think that their Latino pussy, that Latina pussy is some type of bargaining chip. And a lot of dusty niggas pump them up like that. Y'all didn't catch that part of the game. They think that that Latina pussy is some type of bargaining chip. That them coming over fucking a few niggas is equal to them gaining access to everything that we have. You understand? I really want y'all to peep that part when she said that. How the niggas be over here choosing up on her. I really want y'all to peep that. What's up, brother Elijah Farrakhan? How are you, brother? You dig? Because, you know, that touched the nerve when I talked about what goes down in Puerto Rico. Y'all talk all that bullshit, but you're out there slinging your ass in broad daylight on a daily basis. Black women too, black women. Stop it. No, they ain't out there like that. They ain't out there. The sisters over here ain't out there like that. Yeah. But notice these folks have a lot of contempt. Notice when I mentioned Harriet Tubman, oh, she got pissed off. They don't like black women. You know why? Because when you think of black women, when the world looks at what a black woman is, you look at foundational Black American women. Let's just be real. The epitome of not just black women. When you think of womanhood, let's keep this shit a buck. When you think of women who are strong, morally strong, fighters, women with integrity, when you think of that, you think of foundational Black American women. This is why these women like this, they always trying to project that hood rat ghetto shit on foundational Black American women. But listen, when you think of womanhood, when you think of women with integrity, women of strength, women of valor, women who are strong, women with resilience, you think of Harriet Tubman, you think of Coretta Scott King, you think of Betty Shabazz, you think of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. When you think of strong women, you think of foundational Black America, you think of Rosa fucking Parks. You think of Ida B. Wells. You think specifically of foundational Black American women who encompass all of that shit. Even when it comes to talent, when you think of women, if we want to go to the music industry, you think of fucking Beyonce. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? When you think of women who are business folks, women, entrepreneur women, you think of Madam C.J. Walker. When you talk about feminism, a real feminist, or women fighting not just for women's rights, but the rights of everybody, you think of Sojourner Truth. That's why they like to quote her. You think of foundational Black American women. You don't think of no fucking Puerto Rican women. You think of Puerto Rican women, J-Lo, that's it. Let's just be real. No disrespect to Puerto Rico. I'm not trying to shit on Puerto Rico. That's why the J-Lo is their god. That's the best you got is fucking J-Lo. A mediocre fucking singer. That's the best y'all got. Let's just keep it a buck and we're going to talk some real shit now. The best you fucking got is J-Lo, who's a mediocre damn singer at best. No disrespect to J-Lo. All you got is fucking Jennifer Lopez and moist-ass Ricky Martin. So they have this contempt for foundational Black American women. They have a lot of contempt, so they like to project a lot of little hood shit, hood rats and all. They like to project that bullshit on the foundational Black American women to try to diminish foundational Black American women, to pump themselves up. You know? They try to do that. And she was very disingenuous, trying to talk about colorism. The colorism, that colorism shit comes from y'all immigrant cultures. Notice when she started naming people who were on some coon shit. Well, what about Candace Owens? That's one of your folks. That's a Caribbean. Candace Owens is a proud Caribbean. What about Stacey Dash? That's another one of you. She's one of you. Stacey Dash got more in common with you than us. She comes from an immigrant background. Yeah? We don't trip like that because foundational Black Americans, that colorism thing don't really work for us like that. That don't really work for us like that. Yeah? Yeah, they got that same hate for the Afro Puerto Ricans. Yeah, they got that same contempt for the Afro Puerto Ricans over there. The dark-skinned Puerto Ricans, they practice that same anti-Black racism. She knows. That's why she would, this Jen chick, she would say some real stupid shit and then change the subject real fast before we start digging in our ass about it. Yeah? And then she tried to, and this is what a lot of these immigrants try to act like they're the representative of Black women. You don't like Black women. Okay, first of all, you don't represent no goddamn Black women. Wearing your blackness like a scab. You wear your blackness like a scab. No, Black women are out here in the streets fighting for justice. You're just marching. We out here in these streets putting in work. We're not running from our country. You see, because right now, see, people like this family, these Latinas, these wannabe white Latinas, they hate to see a Black woman getting shine. They really, they hate that with a passion. They hate to see a foundational Black American woman getting shine. They really hate that. Especially, or even when a Black woman ain't even alive. Like right now, Breonna Taylor is getting shine in death. People are speaking the name of Breonna Taylor. Do you know women like that bothers them? Because this is what that's really about, to be honest. All that, y'all marching in the street? Why are you marching? You're marching in the street. Really, because most people around the country are marching about Breonna Taylor right now. Let's keep it a buck. This is what this shit is really about. A lot of folks out here in the streets, Black women, because notice her contempt was going towards Black women. People out here, Black women are standing up for Breonna Taylor. So Breonna Taylor is getting a lot of shine. Breonna Taylor is being martyred to a certain degree. Everybody's holding up Breonna Taylor, talking about Breonna Taylor. So in her bullshit ass, jealous ass mind, why is a dead Black woman getting more shine than me? I'm a Latina. Why is a dead black woman get more shine than me? Why are you marching? Why are you marching in the streets? You're picking, you're like a scab. You're picking, you're like a, shut the fuck up, dude. Yeah, ain't nobody marching for Rosarita. See, we're standing up for our sister. We're marching for black women. You dig? Well, over there, and then she's trying to talk shit about, well, y'all dudes be hating, y'all bitch ass dudes. Woman, you over there in Puerto Rico where them Puerto Rican dudes be beating the shit out of you. Them Puerto Rican dudes be beating your ass with all types of tree branches and belts. You know? Don't project your bullshit on us. Y'all go in Puerto Rico and get your ass whooped by the dudes. Yeah, we got the world's attention right now, and oh, you're taking my shine. I want a Latin explosion. Oh, they want the Latin explosion. It ain't about them. This is what, yeah, that's that AOC shit. It ain't about them. Notice how they always try to latch on to us and try to make themselves comparative. I was born in America like you. No, you ain't like me. Ain't nobody in my family a motherfucking immigrant. Nobody. We built this shit. Well, you was a slave. Yeah, we were slaves. We're slaves now. That don't negate the fact that we built this shit. We still built it. Yeah, we everybody who's non-white is a goddamn slave right now under the system of white supremacy. But we still built this shit. Yeah, see, she's mad because the Latin explosion is over. The Latin explosion is over when, you know, when J-Lo and Shakira and all of that was the wave. Remember, the music industry had the Latin explosion in the late 90s, early 2000s, where, you know, being a Latina chick, you know, the media made that a wave. So, you know, that was her prime. And as this woman, she's clearly older. She looked like she's around, what, 50 or something. She you know, she's still holding on. She better thank the black part of her family for keeping her, you know, from hitting the wall completely. But this woman is about 50 years old. Janet's about 50 or close to it. You know, she's about 50. Yeah, that Latin explosion was something that was super fake. It was pumped up by the music industry with these mediocre ass fucking singers. You know, and you know that was the way. I remember when J-Lo first came out, all of them were running around. Every fucking Mexican was running around with a damn J-Lo t-shirt on. That was their goddess. So that was the wave, the Latin explosion wave. And family, the Civil War, I guess she's talking about Abraham Lincoln. Is that what she's talking about? Let me tell you a couple of things that happened. See, this is why you need to know history. Number one, during the Civil War, there were black people who had to join the fight because the North was losing. The Civil War was not about freeing anybody. The South grew very powerful and they were about to break off and become their own nation and start doing trade with other countries on their own. The South had all the military schools there, so they were very well trained to fight. And they were beating the shit out of the North. The North then needed us to come help them. The North was losing until they said, hey, black people, if you help us fight, we'll give you a little of that freedom. And that's when they started winning. Let's be very clear. It was black people who fought in the Civil War who beat the South. Let's be very clear. Let's go before that. Right before the Civil War, you had black people called Seminoles. You had the Seminole War, where black people were engaging in guerrilla warfare, fucking up the United States military. All up in South Carolina and Florida, those Seminoles were putting in damn work and destabilizing them to a great degree. People really underestimate the Seminole Wars. The Seminoles were black people. The Seminoles were black. Let's be very clear. Those Gullahs, they call it, some people call it the Gullah War, but them Seminoles were black people and they were whooping ass. And the name of the game at the time, the media was very well controlled. The media could not admit that there were black people who were really the Seminoles fighting because they didn't want to rile any other black folks up. So they had to make it seem like it's just the Native Americans. But in all the personal letters from some of the soldiers working with the army, they were like, hey, these are niggers we fight. I just got my ass whooped by a nigger in Florida. So when you look at the personal letters of the soldiers, they were all, even Andrew Jackson was like, hey, what's all these niggas doing down here beating us up like this? And they were threatening the media with insurrection or something. They were going to give them some kind of, if you admitted, if you put in the media at the time that the Seminoles were really black, you would have gotten charged. They were going to charge people with a crime in the media if they admitted that the Seminoles were black, because that would have galvanized other black people. So let's be very clear. It was black folks whooping ass out here on these damn white supremacy. We weren't just sitting around scratching, oh Lord. No, we were putting in some fucking work, man. And that destabilized a lot of shit. Yeah, them Gullah Geechees. Yeah. Look, look up names like John Horse. Some of these Seminole fighters. Yeah. So we put in some work out here, dude. And we didn't flee our nation. We still here fighting these white supremacists. And that's where these people got a bug in their ass because they had to flee. They had to get, her family got the hell up out of Puerto Rico. I was born here. You're an anchor baby. That really hit a nerve with her ass. That really hit a nerve. Because, see, these anchor babies got a lot of contempt for us, dude. They got a lot of contempt. What's up, Chris? Let me get Chris on. Let me get Chris on real quick. What's up, Chris Trips? Let me get my brother Chris Trips on. I'm getting Chris Trips on. Hurry up, Chris. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up, Tariq?
How
Hey,
you doing, bro?
hey, I'm doing good, man. Much love and respect. I just want to say real quick, she really showed how Latinos think about black people, period. Much
Yes.
love and respect. She really showed off the back how they think about us. When she couldn't contest logic, she went emotional and started showing her racism. So much respect. That's all I want to say, brother. Much love. Keep up the good work, and I'm with you 100%.
Much respect, family. All right. So, family, this is why, man, family, this is why we should have been acknowledging our lineage for a long time. And we should have been saying, like, hey, man, we've been on the Kumbaya train. Family, the thing is, because we're such good fucking people, foundational Black Americans, our good nature, and now we'll realize that we can't be good to the point where it's detrimental to us. We have to realize, and we're realizing that now. See, and I talked about this before, we used to have riders that would come from the Caribbean, like Marcus Garvey, Stokely Carmichael. We understood, okay, some of these riders will come over and they can be reinforcement for us. So we want some of our riders to come over. Sidney Poitier, he was a rider. He was from the Caribbean. We wanted some of the riders to come over and rock with us. And then the white supremacists figured out, okay, look, if these black folks are trying to bring in other black people from the Caribbean and Africa, we need to get in front of this. We need to go over here and send over every coon we can find. And that's exactly what they did. That started in the 70s when they started going over and coon screening. Yeah. And they would get them coons and send them coons over here, and we're fighting to get them over here. Because remember, when old girl was on the phone, I'm like telling her, you over here because of us. She didn't want to go into that. She just kept, see, when you start hitting with facts, she just started barking loud. I said, sister, you over here because of us. We fought to get your ass. The white people didn't want your ass over here. That was hitting a nerve. Oh, that was hitting a fucking nerve. Because she knows it was true. Because, see, she's not accepted by white people. Because, see, She's a Latina with just a tad bit too much of that negress in her. And that's where that anger is coming from. I've said this a million times. A lot of these Latinas, boy, they try to hide that Negro gene. That the Negro thing is only a political thing. They only acknowledge it when it's political. For example, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Remember when she was talking? Now, I'm a Latina. Some people in my family I have African in my family. Now, that doesn't make me black. That doesn't make me black. So she acknowledged her African lineage, but let me be clear, I ain't black. You did? So they mentioned it in a political sense. It's only a political acknowledgement. Oh, I hate AOC. I can't stand her either. They only do the shit in a political, and that's the con game that they've been playing. They think like a white supremacist. They identify as a white supremacist, but when they come around us, when they can game us and try to tether on to benefits that they can leech off us, I'm a person of color. I'm a person of color. I am a minority. I have African in my family too. And that's the con game that they've been using. You know? You're black Americans, your blackness is a scab. No, you look at it as a scab. You look at it like that because you got a problem with your Africanness. You got a problem with just not being white. That's a projection, family. Us out here in the streets fighting for justice, that's not a scab for us. Our blackness ain't no damn scab. White supremacy is the scab. That's what we're fighting. You're just marching in t-shirts and marching. You're marching. Well, most of the people who's out there bussy bopping at the marches and the protest are y'all. Y'all the ones out there twerking and shit. It's the non-FBAs. But some of our riders out here, you are bringing media attention to a lot of things. We're hitting the system of white supremacy on every angle. All of it is needed. All of it is needed. When you're out here, you're raising hell in the streets. Social disruption. Draining the police resources with all of their militarized weaponry. You're destabilizing the system. You are putting in work. And like I told her, and this hit a nerve. What's up? Is that my man Riza? Shout out to Riza. Riza's going to be in the movie Buck Breaking too. When I said, look, why do you think they got all these tanks out here for us? That's to keep you in check. It's to keep you in check. Thank you. They got to keep us in check because you need a goddamn army to keep us in check. You need militarized vehicles. You need helicopters. You need rocket launchers. You need billions of dollars worth of technology to keep unarmed black folks in check because that's how much work we put in. In Puerto Rico, you can put them in check with a bag of honey buns and paper towels, and you got them in check. No disrespect to Puerto Rico, but let's keep it a buck. That fucked her up. She got really mad. That really fucked her day up right there. Oh, it's like that? That really fucked her up. They got you in check with paper towels. They don't even need a military. They ain't got no military. Nigga, they need military tanks. And I'm talking about they got the high grade shit for us because they know how we get down. They know we're according to them, 13% of the population, but you need military tanks and helicopters and armored vehicles and SWAT teams and all that. Let me tell you something. Nigga, SWAT was created because of black people in the 1960s. Before the 1960s, there was no such thing as SWAT. Black folks put in so much work, especially in LA during the Watts riot. Black folks really put in a lot of work during the Watts riots. They were whooping ass. After that, they had to come up with a militarized police force, a special weapons unit, and that was SWAT. They came up with SWAT because of black people, because black people were whooping ass. They were beating them damn local cops' asses in the 1960s. They don't tell you that part of the game. Jen, while y'all were getting on a boat, bringing your ass over here, eating off our shit, we were in the streets whooping ass. Yeah. Yeah, did y'all notice? Y'all really missed that part where she said how all the black dudes, the ball players, and the rappers love her. Oh, yeah, I don't have to chase them. They choose me. And y'all niggas, y'all be pumping these broads' heads up. Little dusty, goofy niggas be pumping these broads' heads up, and then they feel like they can come in and talk real greasy to everybody. Yeah. Yeah, but see, her thing is, and I talk about this a lot, man. A lot of these folks from these Latin cultures, man, they have these very harsh ass identity crisis, man, because they are not comfortable with who the fuck they are. They are bad with them identity crisis, man. They try to project that shit onto us. Notice she kept trying to project that colorism shit on her. The colorism one, we don't trip on that shit like that. We don't trip on that like that. Over there, you cannot be Spanish. You can't be a European, even though you mark your information down as white. And you have too much contempt for black people, and we ain't fucking with you like that because we can see the contempt. You dig? So they try to project their own self-hating issues onto us, and we ain't buying it. No, you're not going to do that to us. You are not about to project no damn Candace Owens and Stacey Dash onto us. Yeah? And that's the thing. I've said this before. Jen, and I know you're still listening, Jen. I know you have a lot of contempt for blackness, but Jen, truth be told, any of you Latinas, where are you Latinas? Let me tell you something, Latinas. This is what y'all need to understand. If you are a Latina chick, all the fly shit about you is black. If you are a Latina, the only thing that's fly about you is the black shit. Everything about you that's worth a damn, that's even halfway remotely fly, is the African shit. It's the black shit that's fly. Going down to the way you look, if it's your lips, that's the thing that's fly. If it's your ass, that's the thing that's fly. If it's your skin tone, your tan skin tone, that's the thing that's fly. That's really the only thing. The only shit that's fly about you is the African shit. Even the culture, the dances, and all that shit comes from African culture. Can we get deep tonight? Let me get deep tonight. Let me get deep tonight. Let's get deep. Even your foods, all that menudo and all that shit in Spanish and in Mexican culture, all that's like chitlin soup. All that shit is black. The foods you make. Listen, let's be clear. It's all the black shit. Listen, the food you make. Let's go deep. Because I've been around Spanish chicks. I want to make some Spanish rice. I want some Spanish rice. I make Spanish rice. All that shit. Where my Spanish or Latinas or whatever the fuck y'all want to call yourselves. Because when you talk about all these dishes, and I broke this down before, all these dishes are really African. Let's go to Spanish rice. Ain't no such thing as Spanish fucking rice. Okay? See, this is where you need to know history. I'm a historian. And I can break it down slow. Let's be clear. Yeah, all the dances, all that shit in Hispanic culture, the fandango, all that is African shit. They come with mandingo, all of that shit. But look, Spanish rice. Let's go there. Let's just look at Spanish rice. See, they put the word Spanish on some shit and then flip it culturally. It's the same. You know, what the fuck is Spanish rice? mofongo, all that stuff. But let's talk real talk. There's no such thing as Spanish rice. Which, you know, in Mexico, they when you eat rice and beans and all that, and in Puerto Rico they got Spanish rice. Spanish rice that's the misnaming of something. There's no such thing as Spanish rice, because the way they cook the rice, they make the rice basically with rice and tomatoes, and they put herbs and spices in there. And the rice they call Spanish, they don't eat that in Spain. They don't eat rice mixed with tomatoes in Spain. If anything, the rice is yellow. They don't. I've been to Spain. I've been all over Spain. So the rice in Spain, they don't eat Spanish rice in Spain. Rice didn't even come into Spain until the 8th century when the Moors came in. Rice is not indigenous to North America. So what the fuck are you talking about Spanish rice? That's the misnaming of something. Rice came into the Americas in like 1650. So what is Spanish rice? Spanish rice is jollof. The Africans brought that shit with them, dude. Spanish rice ain't nothing but some goddamn jollof. That's all it is. That shit is West African fucking jollof. It's from West Africa, dude. When you start breaking down the history of it, let's just break it down. It's all it is, jollof. It's a misnomer. I should get Spanish right now, motherfucker. That's jollof. You dig? So when you know history, you can check folks on that stupid shit they be talking about. Yeah? This is why it's important to know history. And when folks get to talking dumb, you can be like, hey, no. What you saying is some bullshit. The blackness is a scab. No. Your culture is rooted in blackness. So what are you talking about? Y'all just stopped fighting white supremacy. Now, remember 100 years ago, she started trying to name some shit from, no, I'm talking about now. Are y'all still fighting the shit now? Are you still fighting it now? Yeah, back in the day, look, Puerto Rico, they used to really acknowledge their blackness at one point. They were very proud of their blackness. They acknowledged their blackness. You had great black Puerto Rican brothers. Schomburg, they got the Schomburg Museum up in Harlem. I've been there. I filmed there before. You know, you had at one point, the Puerto Ricans were very proud of their blackness, but then later on, they started cooning the people up. You know? Yeah, they started cooning the people up and everybody tried to identify with whiteness. Yeah? Yeah, she was going to try to do the slave ship. The slave thing, she was going to try to compare us to immigrants. Well, someone brought you over. Well, sweetie, we're indigenous here too. Let's be clear. Now, yeah, we mixed in with some of our African brothers and sisters who came over, but we're indigenous. The indigenous people on this land were goddamn black-skinned people. The indigenous people on this land were black-skinned people. So we were mixed in with the African brothers and sisters. We became a distinct ethnic group. So everybody who's black did not come on a slave ship. We kept leaving that part out. And this is from the Christopher Columbus and all of the Spanish explorers. They kept saying how black the fucking people were over here. And all they did was say, hey, oh, my phone's about to die, guys. We in here heavy. There's a lot of us in here heavy. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Then she tried to, with the Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. Yeah, you got acquired later on. But the culture there is still Spanish culture. Yeah? But when I say foundational Black Americans, I mean just that. You know?